Hey everyone, Thursday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on the next to the last day of July 2015. It's July 30th, and what a beautiful evening it is outside. Too nice to be in here, that's for sure. Sunshine all day today. We actually had a little rain before sunrise, about zero point zero 0.07 in the rain gauge at the airport, ending the streak of dry days up at the airport. It ended at 8 days, but nonetheless turned out to be a great day today. I want to start out this evening with a little astronomy, though. Tonight, we've got a couple of things going on. Full moon actually is officially tomorrow morning, but it's very close to full, of course, tonight. And as you may have seen during the news at 6, if you watched, it is a blue moon, meaning not that it's blue, but that it is the second full moon of the month. We had a full moon back on July 1st. Here's the second one. This happens roughly every 2 to 2.5 years. We have two in 1 month. The next one will be in January of 2018. Not only do we have the full moon out there tonight, but also a nice pass of the International Space Station later on this evening, starting at 10:18. I'll post about this on social media, but 10:18 is when this starts. You want to look in the southwest sky right over here, and it'll climb up pretty high in the sky past Saturn, which is pretty tough to see. But it will go over the moon, which is kind of cool. Peaking at about 10:22, 10:23, just above the moon, and then the station will disappear in the east-northeast sky at about 10:26 or so. So be sure and check that out. Crystal clear outside this evening to not only see the moon, but the International Space Station. You may have seen a headline about this today. This is pretty amazing. Out in Iran, 154-degree heat index today. We had a temperature recorded at about, let's see, the air temperature was 109. The dew point was 90. That created a heat index of 159, close to a world record. This can happen over in the Persian Gulf region where the air can get just ridiculously moist and hot. As this article says, the highest heat index ever recorded is somewhere in the 155 to 160 range. So this was very close to that. Perhaps even the highest heat index ever recorded. Good hat tip to my old colleague back at AccuWeather, Anthony, who's a great commodity meteorologist over at AccuWeather. He saw that statistic this morning and put it on social media. All right, as far as the weather goes locally, well, there's not much to talk about here. Of course, it's just a clear evening. It's comfortable outside, and most importantly, the dew points have dropped nicely. Let me stop the loop here. Bring up the dew points. Last evening we were in the 70s for dew points. Now it's just refreshing. Dew points are in the 50s. Visibility is great. The haze is gone. The high dew point air is now stuck on the East Coast. But we're going to have a great night tonight. We'll drop down into the lower 60s, even a few upper 50s across parts of the region. Now, as far as the weekend forecast, we're going to skip on past tomorrow for Friday because it's just going to be a quiet, generally sunny day. One little tweak for the weekend forecast. First of all, tomorrow night, during the night, there could be a passing shower with a little disturbance coming through. Here's late Friday night into Saturday morning. Notice the NAM is spitting out a little bit of precipitation here. A lot of us won't even notice it, I suspect. Earlier, we had a 30% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm in our forecast for Saturday, and now it looks like that disturbance, is probably what brings the scattered shower Friday night, and it's gone by Saturday. So we're going to make Saturday a dry day now. As we get into Sunday, though, we had to add the chance for a shower or a thunderstorm. Again, this won't be much. This is the NAM model Sunday afternoon. It's not showing a whole lot. Here's the GFS. GFS is a coarser model. That's why the green blobs are bigger. It's like having a camera with fewer megapixels. But nonetheless, each model showing the possibility of a little precipitation around on Sunday, particularly as we get into the afternoon hours. So if you're heading to the Italian Fest in downtown Youngstown this weekend or doing anything outdoors, most of the weekend's fine. It's just Sunday, particularly in the afternoon, there could be a shower or a thunderstorm in a couple of spots. So keep that in mind. Zooming ahead to next week then, as we kick off a new work week, a cold front's going to march our way. There's been some model challenges here with the timing of this. The models are coming into somewhat better agreement. Here's midday Monday. Here's our cold front right through here approaching, and I think there's a somewhat better chance to get wet on Monday as compared to Sunday. You notice the GFS isn't doing much here until pretty late in the day on Monday when it finally brings in some showers and storms. And then this is probably a late Monday night deal. By Tuesday morning, we're going to try to get this out of here. I'm going to allow for something Tuesday, especially in the morning, but I kind of suspect that this is a pretty early in the day thing. By Tuesday afternoon, as you can see on the GFS, everything is trying to shift south out of our region. And then looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable for the rest of next week. We'll see a lot of highs between 75 and 80. Close to average, maybe a little below average. So a pretty comfortable week coming up for next week. Well, speaking of the longer range, August starts on Saturday. I want to show you the latest climate models for the month of August. This covers the whole month. We're looking at temperatures here. And as you can see, August, according to the climate model here, expected to be pretty warm compared to average in the south, cool in the Rockies, cool in the Midwest, and maybe a little below average locally. I think August could pan out a lot like July, that you're going to have some hot days, you're going to have some cool days, and it might all average out to be kind of a typical August, or perhaps a little cooler than an average August. It's not going to be an August, though, much like July, where the pattern will favor a lot of sustained heat. A day or two where it might hit 90, something like that. But the kind of heat or heat waves that we can have from time to time, we just had a couple back in 2012 where you get 4 or 5 straight days of 90 to 95. Doesn't look like the kind of pattern that is going to support that. As far as precipitation, this is the latest trend here on the climate models. Not a strong signal locally. It's likely to be dry in the Gulf Coast. Locally, again, it could be kind of like July, pretty close to average, maybe a shade above average, but there's not a real strong signal here. So, as of now, I'm kind of leaning towards a pretty typical August, both in terms of temperatures and precipitation. Really nothing to write home about at this point. All right, that's Thursday evening weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you have a great night. Enjoy a beautiful night, a beautiful day coming up for tomorrow. And check out my fresh updated 7-day forecast tonight on 21 News at 11. Have a great night.